Nicole Scott here from Mobile Geeks, and here I am at the beach in Taitung. I thought I would take a little bit of a road trip with my LG G2 Pro. I've been using it for a couple of weeks now, and I thought it's about time I gave you my review. The LG G Pro 2 is a 5.9-inch phablet with a 1080p display. It comes with a quad-core Snapdragon processor with 3 GB of RAM and a 3,200 mAh battery. The display is great. It has great punchy colors. It has nice viewing angles. I'm in the shade outside. I actually have a anti-glossy foil on here because I feel like the display could be a little bit brighter. That would be my only complaint about what's going on here. But let's just take a quick look at this video so you can have an idea of what it looks like. About the hardware button on the back for 1 minute. A lot of reviewers have been calling this annoying, but I absolutely love it. You'll find in the reviewer community either you're in love or you're absolutely not. One of the cool things is when I get a notification, this will actually light up. I do wish that I could choose a different color than green or red, but it's just great. I mean, for left-handed people or right-handed people, you can reach your power button just as easily, because traditionally when you are using a phone, they generally set up the power button around here so that it's more tuned for right-handed people. That's just my personal opinion. There are some people who are starting to do it on the left, but their justification is that they're going for the middle finger on the right hand. So now when it comes to performance, all smartphones at the top of the pile seem to be coming with a Snapdragon 800 processor, but there is actually one up now, the 801. Does that affect your day-to-day performance and usability of the smartphone? No. You have more than enough power to do live effects on your photos. You're more than capable of doing multitasking, which there's some nice software additions on this device. If you slide across here, you have the mini view, which is actually 4 inches in the same size as the iPhone. But you know, I really like this. I can manage it with one hand, and you can move it to the right side or the left side. Other things like you have this sliding notification bar. You can, gestures are kind of cool, so you can double tap the screen to turn it on, which I always really like. Answer your incoming call. All you need to do is pick it up and put it to your ear. You can just silence things by turning them over. You can silence a lot of stuff just by turning your phone over. Now, there's some issues here with the multitasking. The slide aside, the 3 fingers to swipe to run, I've never really liked that. The dual view is all right. I can kind of get on board with this one, though I wish there were more options. So you can do YouTube, and then let's say do email. And then you can adjust the size more if you want, or less. So if we take a look at security, you can do a content lock. So you can lock different types of content by password or pattern, so you can keep your photos safe, so you don't need an app for that. It's built in natively. Another cool feature is the shortcut key. So you can choose to go to memo or camera off the back. So if you're in a rush to take a picture, you can launch the camera immediately. Totally love it. Something else that I definitely have to mention is the lock screen. So you can do just a swipe to unlock. You can customize a knock-knock code, which everyone's just been talking about. So you can choose to hit them in different sections and then, just kind of like knock your way into a cool pattern. Face unlock, pattern unlock, all that kind of stuff. But there's also, you can also choose which shortcuts you do from the lock screen. That's fantastic. Use that all the time. You can show contact for your lost phone. But let us just show you one more thing that I totally love. Accessories, you can use an OTG cable. So if you want to hook up, say, your Xbox controller to this, you can to play games. So now what about the battery life? 3,200 milliampere battery, that's enormous. That's the one great thing about larger smartphones, is that you can fit in larger batteries. Now, since I've been here in Taidong, I have been using my phone for hotspot because there is no Wi-Fi at the guest house that I'm staying at, but surprisingly enough, there's full 3G, 4 bars here basically on the end of the earth. So I've been doing hotspot, I've been doing 4K video, and I've had to recharge during the day, to be dead honest with you. So taking videos and photos is very important to me. If we go into modes, normal, magic focus, which is that nice defocusing, HDR, panorama, VR panorama, which kind of makes you feel like you're actually there, burst shot for dancing, beauty shots for making you look nice, dual camera is just a weird mode that I have no idea why anyone would use, a time catch if you're trying to kind of get like the perfect dance move moment, clear shot takes something out from the background, intelligent auto is where I default to because it intelligently picks the right, you know, aperture and, you know, exposure, and sports is for, you know, you want to capture that quick shot. But when you go into settings, there's even more things going on. So you can actually adjust the exposure. You can choose different types of focus, manual focus or face tracking, image size, up to 13 megapixel. You can control your ISO, which I really like. So you control your ISO and your exposure separately. White balance, which is really great if you're trying to do like a time-lapse kind of shot. Color effect, I don't really use that because I'll use a filter. Timer I do use on the front-facing camera when I'm taking selfies. The shutter sound, I like that. Geotagging, storage, but the other things that I should show you is when we go into video mode, into settings, that we can shoot 4K, and then we can also do slow motion. Ooh, didn't want to do that. Slow motion, you know I'm a big fan of that. See, if you haven't checked out any of my slow motion stuff, you definitely should, but the 4K on this is really quite good. So the one thing that I should mention is the background to focus is not that great. So you take the photo and then it gives you a slider here to kind of adjust it. So you can see when you're going back and forth, it's just really not the best. So there are better solutions out there. The Z2, the M8, and I'd even say the S5 do better than what's happening here. So to break it down for you one more time, great camera, love the video features, lots of options, real slow motion, great display colors, so on the brightness, really fast processor that it does allow for multitasking should you choose to use it on your rather large display. Lots of innovative features like the tap to unlock, the knock with the pattern. I am overall a really big fan of this phone. The one thing that I would suggest, maybe this isn't for you, is that if a big phone isn't for you, and then you shouldn't be watching this review at all. I love the button black placement. I think that maybe it's something that you need to try out to see if it works for you. A lot of reviewers absolutely hate it, but I think for left-handed people, it's a really great choice. My biggest complaint about this handset that I haven't brought up is the fact that if you bring this to the bar and put it down, the condensation from the drinks around you will go into the back end. This phone is not waterproof. That's something that I experienced with the LG G2. Left it sitting on the bar when I was chatting with some friends, condensation off the glass. The phone was a little glitchy for a few days after that. So that's something that LG definitely needs to address in future handsets. They need to add waterproofing in. So I'm Nicole Scott from Mobile Geeks. If you like the format of this review, please give me a thumbs up. I'm always trying to do something a little bit different while showing you my gadgets that I'm always loving to use on the road. So leave us a comment, please like this video, and while you're at it, subscribe to our channel.